Good things are finally happening for XRP. After battling with the SEC for years, it looks like the case is almost over. And guess what the judge said?
A federal judge ordered Ripple Labs to pay the SEC about $125 million in penalties, much less than the $2 billion that the agency had sought in a legal battle that began about 4 years ago.
That's a huge win for Ripple and the entire crypto community. And now, massive predictions are rolling in. Some experts are saying XRP could see up to 60,000% gains as a result of this legal clarity and market confidence. But that's not all. In just the last 10 days, whales have been on a shopping spree, buying up 380 million XRP. That's around $228 million at the current price. Clearly, big players are getting ready for what's next, with even more exciting updates ahead. So don't miss all the latest insights in this video. Oh, and if you haven't seen our deep dive on Ripple and the XRP token, make sure to check it out after this. Alright, let's dive in. Let's start with the big one, the Ripple versus SEC legal battle. This case has been going on for almost 4 years, starting back in 2020. It's all about whether XRP should be classified as a security under US law. The SEC claimed that Ripple raised over $1.3 billion through an unregistered securities offering by selling XRP. And that's what triggered this whole thing. Fast forward to August 2024 and we've got a major development. The court has finally ruled, and Ripple got away with paying a $125 million fine, much less than the $2 billion the SEC initially demanded. Let's hear how Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse reacted to this decision.
Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse reacted to the decision, writing that the SEC had asked for $2 billion and the court reduced the agency's demand by about 94%, quote, recognizing that they had overplayed their hand. He called the ruling a victory for Ripple, the industry, and the rule of law, adding that the SEC's headwinds against the whole of the XRP community are gone.
Now, XRP holders are celebrating, and there's definitely a sense of optimism in the air. But does this mean all the legal battles are finally over for XRP and Ripple?
By when is Ripple obligated to pay that fine? And when that happens, is that the end of this chapter that started back in December 2020 when the SEC slapped Ripple with charges? Or do you expect an appeal from the SEC? Can that even happen at this stage? Or are we finally done with this legal battle?
In our minds, we are finally done. The fine pursuant to the court's order needs to be paid in 30 days, and we will do that. The SEC certainly has the option to pursue an appeal. I think they've got 60 days to make that determination.
So the SEC has until October 2024 to appeal the ruling, which could drag this out even further. While things look great now, there's still a possibility that this case could go back to court. For the crypto community, this ruling is a big deal. It sets a potential precedent for how cryptocurrencies are classified, and that could affect the entire market. If XRP is not a security, other tokens might be able to follow suit, giving the industry a major boost. It's a turning point, not just for Ripple, but for how regulators and the market view cryptocurrencies. Now, let's talk about what the big players are doing, because they're making some serious moves. In the last few days, whales have bought up 380 million XRP, which is worth about $228 million at today's prices. That's a huge vote of confidence from institutional investors and those who hold large sums of crypto. So why is this important? Whale activity like this usually signals that these big investors are expecting something big to happen. When whales start accumulating, it shows that they believe the asset is undervalued and primed for a surge. Now, what's really driving this buying spree is the recent legal clarity from Ripple's court case. With the ruling in Ripple's favor and the uncertainty fading, investors are feeling more confident about holding XRP long-term. The fear of regulation seems to be easing, and whales are taking advantage of this moment to stockpile while the prices are still relatively low. This kind of whale activity can also influence market sentiment. Retail investors often follow these big moves, pushing prices up even further. The fact that so many large buyers are diving into XRP right now tells us that the market is gearing up for something potentially massive. Let's shift gears to Japan, where things are really heating up for Ripple. While the US has been dragging its feet with regulatory clarity, Japan has been way ahead. Japan's Financial Services Agency provided clear guidelines for cryptocurrencies as early as 2017, allowing companies like Ripple to grow in a more regulated environment. This is where Ripple's long-standing partnership with SBI Holdings one of Japan's largest financial institutions, comes into play. Ripple and SBI have been working together since 2016, and this partnership is a huge advantage in the Asian market. They've collaborated on a number of projects, including cross-border payment systems using XRP.
Ripple, way back in 2016, partnered with SBI, one of the largest and most successful banking conglomerates here, and really across a lot of financial services here in Japan. And that's been a really successful partnership for us and for them. So we feel like it makes sense when you enter some of these markets to partner with some of the bigger guys. And that's true in Korea, that's true in Japan. Depending on what market you go into, we try to figure out what's the best way to enter.
But it's not just Japan. Ripple is involved in Project Agora, a huge initiative led by the Bank of International Settlements. This project aims to improve cross-border transactions through tokenization, a process that could unlock $30 trillion in value globally. Central banks from Japan, Korea, Switzerland, and even the Federal Reserve are involved, showing that Ripple is working with major players to redefine the future of finance. This regulatory clarity in Japan and these global partnerships are setting Ripple up as a key player in the future of digital finance. XRP's role in cross-border payments could get even bigger as more institutions join the ecosystem. Now, let's talk about the big predictions that have been making waves. 60,000% gains for XRP. Yeah, you heard that right. Some analysts are saying that with the legal clarity Ripple now has, XRP could skyrocket, and they're throwing around numbers like 60,000%. It's a bold prediction, but let's break down what would need to happen for that to become a reality. First, we've already got one huge piece in place. The Ripple versus SEC case is nearly behind us. With that out of the way, more institutions are likely to step in, giving XRP a real chance to see explosive growth. Second, there's talk that regulatory clarity for the entire crypto market could come by the end of the year. If this happens, it could open the floodgates for institutional investments. But the real kicker is the NDAs that Ripple has signed with various partners.
Hello, folks. 1,700 contracts. Everything we thought that was going on, we clearly have been right upon. We know of 500 partnerships. That is what has been made public, released to us. At least that was the number. It's probably higher by now. There's 1,700 under NDA, putting the total over 2,300. And each and every single one of those companies will use XRP.
These non-disclosure agreements could mean that a whole lot of institutional use cases are lined up, ready to go live. If those deals start coming to the surface, that's when we could see some serious price action. Now, let's be clear, 60,000% is a massive number. And while it's exciting, it's important to remember that predictions like this are speculative. However, XRP has experienced such massive growth before, and this pattern is being observed again, which adds excitement for investors. Back in 2017, XRP saw an explosive rally of nearly 60,000%, jumping from fractions of a cent to nearly $3.84 by early 2018. So while these gains are not guaranteed, the conditions for something big are in place. Institutional backing, legal clarity, and growing interest from major financial players. Now let's get into one of Ripple's most anticipated moves, its own USD-backed stablecoin. According to Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO, the launch of this stablecoin could happen within weeks, not months. Ripple has been working closely with US regulators, and while they're waiting for final approval, everything seems to be on track for a quick rollout. Garlinghouse mentioned in a recent interview that Ripple acquired Standard Custody, a company with a New York DFS trust license, to help fast-track this process.
Yeah, our expectation has been to move as quickly as we can. Some people I think thought that might be the very end of the year. We won't know for sure until regulators say, yes, we have the green light, but we're optimistic. We acquired a company called Standard Custody, which had a New York DFS trust license. And there's a process you go through to kind of transfer that and how it's going to be used. We've had a great partnership with the New York DFS, Department of Financial Services, through a BIT license we've had for many years. And we'll continue to partner with them and work through that with them before we go live.
So this stablecoin won't just be limited to the US. Ripple has plans to roll it out globally, with Japan being one of the key markets due to its regulatory clarity around cryptocurrencies. So why does this matter for XRP and the broader crypto space? This stablecoin is set to enhance Ripple's already strong presence in cross-border payments. It'll allow faster and more secure transactions, especially in corridors where stablecoins can be more efficient than traditional fiat. Ripple is already using stablecoins in some of its payment flows, so this launch will add another layer to its growing ecosystem. For XRP holders, it means Ripple is continuing to expand its infrastructure and services, positioning itself as a leader in both crypto and traditional finance. Let's move on to another huge development. Institutional adoption of XRP is skyrocketing. A prime example is the recent surge in activity surrounding the Grayscale XRP Trust.
Folks, the breaking news, Grayscale has officially relaunched their XRP Trust. If you recall, they had this in place, but when the SEC sued Ripple, they had to dissolve it. And we know many exchanges delisted XRP. But since Ripple won the lion's share of the lawsuit and XRP was declared intrinsically not a security, many exchanges started relisting. And this is a very big move here from Grayscale, showing that there is demand for this asset, and if there wasn't, they wouldn't be launching it, right folks?
Grayscale has seen its XRP Trust triple in size, and we're talking about millions of dollars being poured into XRP by institutional investors. When institutions like Grayscale buy XRP for their trusts, it reduces the circulating supply, which can potentially lead to higher prices. This institutional backing adds another layer of credibility to XRP, and signals that big players are betting on its long-term success. In addition to this, Ripple's involvement in Project Agora is another indicator of how central XRP is becoming to global financial infrastructure. All these moves show that institutions are taking XRP seriously, and as more institutional money flows in, the impact on the market could be massive. From global institutional adoption and the upcoming stablecoin launch, XRP is carving out its place in the evolving world of finance. With Ripple's momentum and XRP's expanding utility, it's definitely one to watch. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.